Now it's Leila's turn, and she hates public speaking. However, since Lance can't be here, Leila's going to deliver the report. Part of it. The good part or the bad part? The good part.
Some of you may recognize or receive correspondence or email from our office regarding what we call the rules of eligibility if you're already involved or you have agreed that we've written some of the ROE on, which is called the rules of eligibility. And this was a mandate from Agriculture Canada many years ago. And we were told in 2008 that if we don't do ROE, rules of eligibility, for a recognized breed, which is recognized in our bylaws, 175 breeds, that the CKC cannot move forward in recognizing any of these breeds, which you probably can't see from here, but there are 18 breeds here, and they've been on our list for many years now, way before 2008. I say some of them been there for 15, 16 years. But because we didn't have the ROE in our bylaws, we couldn't move them forward. We worked on a pilot project of 7 breeds in 2004 with communication with Agriculture Canada back and forth. And we were able to get 6 breeds recognized in the referendum in 2014. With the recognition of those 6 breeds, we've now given a green light to recognize these breeds. So we're working towards recognition. But before we get there, we need to write the ROE, which is the rules of eligibility for these breeds, before you can go to the other steps. There are 19 steps to follow before we can recognize the breed. So this is the initial stage. We're going to write the ROE. So we are sending out on our web, we have a web page right now collecting information for breeders and anyone that's involved with any of these breeds. To send us your information, we will do a polling and we will send the draft ROE that we've created with spokesperson of these breeds. We've had many phone calls going back and forth, making adjustment until we have it, which we believe is comfortable to the spokesperson and clubs that's involved. So this is an initiative this year that the CKC, our chairman, just talked about our initiative that we're working on. This is a youth initiative. With that said, we would like to have a special referendum this year if the members are in favor for the CKC to recognize these breeds. So for that reason, we're coming to you who may have some of these breeds, and I know in Quebec there are a few breeders with some of these breeds. I could tell you Cotton de Tolaire. I'm not sure if there's any Quebec owner here for Cotton de Tolaire. Cana Corso, Dogo de Bordeaux, those are some of the breeds. They're all French breeds from France, originated from France. So I'm aware that there are some French breeders in Quebec that have these breeds. So I will be working with you on the rules of eligibility as well as the recognition of the new breed. And we're hoping that we will be able to get this completed this fall. If you have any question, I'll stop there and give you an opportunity to ask any question if you may have. We're working on updating policies and bylaws to be able to move these breeds as well. And again, we're working with Agriculture Canada to do that, to hold a special referendum. When you check in today, this morning, you read one of this book, and it's called the Annual Report. And the annual report is tell you of all the committee and council, the work that they've done throughout 2015 on your behalf. I'm not sure if anyone had an opportunity to look through your pages, anything that may caught your eyes that you would like to have to question, any stats, anything you would like to bring to our attention or address our board that you may have a question on, committee, councils?
Bonjour, je suis Sylvie Lemelin de Québec. Quand je regarde la liste des races à reconnaître, je retrouve ma race, qui sont enregistrées au CKC et tout ça. Je ne comprends pas comment ça se fait que sur la liste à reconnaître, quand mes chiens sont enregistrés au CKC. Les Lagotos.
Leila, you want me to explain her
Yes,
question?
please.
Okay, she's asking, she has Lagoto, and I guess she needs the explanation why the Lagotos are on this list, but however, she has a registration certificate. This is her question. They are miscellaneous, are they?
Miscellaneous, maybe she has a list of breed certificate, miscellaneous certification numbers.
Ils sont dans la classe d'hiver, ils peuvent participer aux événements, et ils n'ont pas une reconnaissance complète, comme les border collies participent au concours. Ils sont pas leur organisme officiel d'enregistrement n'est pas le CKC. C'est pareil pour les Lagotos. Donc, c'est pour ça qu'on veut les reconnaître au complet. Et dans un certificat, tu peux participer aux compétitions.
Ils sont enregistrés.
Oui. C'est une classe d'hiver, c'est une catégorie à part.
C'est juste depuis 2 ans que j'ai pu les enregistrer. Mais à ce moment-là, ils avaient juste d'hiver.
C'est ça. C'est pourquoi qu'on demande aux gens, ce sondage-là, les gens qui ont cette race-là, c'est important d'avoir les règles, les ROI en anglais, pour qu'on puisse faire approuver les races par Agriculture Canada. C'est une exigence d'Agriculture Canada pour que la race soit complètement reconnue.
My name is René Fortier, Reneefortier. I'm a breeder of wire printing griffon and German wire printers. I show my dogs, I hunt my dogs, and I need my dogs to have their tail duck and their dewclaw removed, and it's in prevention of injury. It's not for show purpose. And I would like to know what the CKC is able to do. I know you want to support us here, but I would really like to have a little bit more involvement. Linda was here since the beginning, but I would like you to be able to stand up and demonstrate that it's not just for a show purpose, like the president of the veterinarian order has said.
We have the chair of the Cropping and Docking Committee present. Richard, would you be comfortable answering that, or would you like to?
No, I have no problem answering it. I'm not sure it's the question you think she's asking. I'm thinking she's asking what support is the Canadian Kennel Club Board giving with respect to mechanisms to lobby government to prevent these things from happening in the future. And we did have a strategy session yesterday. We've come up with no firm mechanism to continue this important work, but rest assured, we do appreciate how important the subject is, not just here in Quebec, but in many other provinces. So the Board of Directors is going to definitely be working on communication strategies to be proactive instead of reactive. We seem to only get involved once the law's been passed. We need to be more proactive, develop mechanisms that will help us lobby veterinary associations, municipal, provincial, federal governments, organizations such as PETA, rescue groups, and certain, I'll call them
Activists?
Activists, yes. You know, there's a great group of animal activists out there who do tremendous work, working with shelters, etc. And then there is another element of animal activists who just besmirch breeders with comments such as, "Don't buy a purebred dog, you're killing yet another shelter dog." And nothing could be further from the truth. So you will see the newly formed communication committee of the Canadian Kennel Club lobbying and working on your behalf. Maybe I'm jumping the gun on another subject that may help us defend our breeders against a lot of unwarranted criticism, but the Breeder Relations Committee that I'm the liaison for is also working on a breeder accreditation program, so that when government comes in and say they want to license all breeders, we may have already approached them to buy into our program, which will have educational components to it, and even some aspects of compliance, which is sorely missing whenever we do, accredit breeders. We accredit all our member breeders already to expect them to follow the code of practice and the code of ethics. But do we police that? And I think you will see an effort by the board to try and have some compliance with our members. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that answered my question.
And to be very, very honest, I think in the Quebec situation, we did drop the ball a little because it happened so fast and we left Linda alone and we didn't support her. And I think she did a remarkable job for what she had. And it was partially because of the Quebec situation that we realized that we have to support the directors across the country. And it was partly our experience with the Quebec issue that when it started to happen in BC where they wanted to register and license kennels, we were able to be a little bit quicker off the mark, a little bit more proactive, and to become a stakeholder so that we are now part of the consultation process with the British Columbia government. The biggest problem we have as the CKC is the governments don't recognize us. They recognize the vet associations, they recognize the RSPC,
It's a federal and provincial issue, sir. That's because the CKC is under federal law.
That is
and
correct.
the L'Ordre des médecins vétérinaires du Québec is under a provincial law.
That is
So,
correct.
and that's not the law of the province. That's a regulation from the veterinarian, professional.
I understand that, it's the same across,
Yeah.
it's across the province, but when the provincial legislatures decide something, the CKC has to be in their minds that we should be consulted. And that's what we have been trying to do, is to get a high enough profile that when any legislation is going to be or possibly going to be enacted regarding dogs, is that we are aware of it and we are asked to comment on it and to protect our breeders and our members. So
Thank you. If
we
you
are
need-
aware of that problem. It's a case of what are we going to do about it, and we've started that process.
I'm available to help if you want to.
Good, thank you.
Bonjour, mon nom est Yves Dumont.
My name is Yves Dumont, CKC Quebec. Maybe I'm talking more as an individual. The first time that I have the opportunity of being part of such a meeting of CKC and even collaborate, and I congratulate you for the great work you're doing. I would like to congratulate the staff also. The CKC staff, we noticed that despite the quote-unquote old system, it's still efficient in our mind, and generally things go quite fast. Thank you very much for your work. I'm just talking my opinion concerning what is going on in Quebec. That's really too bad. Veterinarians with Anima Quebec. And I hope that one day they'll go away. I don't think it's their place to be there and to play as if they were the mother, Second point, I prepared a whole list, but I torn it about. I was looking myself, I thought I was not doing so bad. But what's important? We work with our breed. We're thinking about the next generation, the young people. We see that we are all getting older, and we need to be able to train young people. And my comment is about judgments we have concerning the youth. And maybe you can pass on the message. People who are going to shows are are our clients we should cherish. We should look at them when they present a dog. It's very too bad to see that a judge is not watching. The youngster looks at that, and what am I doing here? Even if this decision has already been taken, he has to follow up with this person, watch the person. You'll be surprised to see how many young people are proud just to have a little piece of ribbon because they worked so hard. It's not necessarily to have the whole ribbon, no, but just, a recognition or something. We should be able to look at them and take care and be careful about their presentation to show that we are interested in what they are presenting. And it's not always the case. Maybe a minority of people, how can I say, they don't care. But I think it is important. And that's what I wanted to say here today. Thank you. Michel Gauvet. I'll say it in French, easier. I've been breeding for 30 years now. My question is that I do agility, obedience, everything. My question is considering the fact that would it be possible the holistic dog, it's done in Europe, they should have like a recognition for the dog as a whole. Would there be any minimum tests that the CKC, before going to the championship or breed, you should have minimum tests recognized for the breed? I know that OFA has beautiful website. I did a conference on the golden and hereditary diseases. People who've been breeding for years are not aware of OFA and all the diseases that are named there. And how could we bring breeders who love their breed, maybe they don't know about this and they don't take the time to look about the different disorders. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you. Hello, sir. Mario Defossé, MARIO-DEFESO. I presented last year a plan for dogs that are said as being bad or dangerous in some cities, including many breeds recognized by CKC. There are no bad or aggressive dogs in that list, but they're banished in some cities. I'd like to know, where are you with that issue in my city after CKC had sent the support letter to what I did and also support to what I was saying? I had no answer, no follow-up. Thank you.
I can't answer that question about no follow-up. I would have to relook at it because it was my understanding that all questions that were raised at the AGM in Guelph were all responded to and answered to. So I will look into that and I will make sure that you get an answer.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Every once in a while, some of our issues slip through the cracks, and it's good to be reminded to go looking for them. Are there any further questions?